Hi guys, another little episode of Car Talk, but in this one I'm not driving, I'm in the Michael's parking lot. I'm going to tell you something that just happened to me. This girl, she's right over there in that car. There's the end of her car. Get back to that in a second. Anyway, I was just walking to my car and this girl rolls down her window and says, "Pardon me, I just want to tell you something." I'm like, what? Like loading my stuff in my car, and she goes, "Your outfit is so cute. Your hat and your well, it's like a headband thing, all the way down to your shoes and everything." So maybe I'll take a picture so you can see the whole outfit. I've got this white sweater on and these sort of beige pants and these green clogs. It's kind of a mismatched thing, but she likes it. So that was very nice to hear. So rare that you get like a compliment out there, like random stranger compliment. So on to this public service announcement. The eggnog latte is back at Starbucks. That's the good news. It doesn't quite taste like it used to. That's the bad news. Yeah, they stopped making them about 3 years ago. I don't know why. I wonder if like the eggnog got too expensive, but it makes me, I'm going to have to look it up when I get home, but it makes me wonder if they're not using eggnog syrup for the flavoring and just making a regular latte with eggnog syrup flavoring, because it has like a bit of a strange taste. So I'm back to making my own eggnog lattes at home, I think, which is a bummer because I was really looking forward to it this week. I knew they were going to bust them open this week. So anyway, so I want to tell you something. This is, if you needed permission from somebody, this is your permission slip to change your mind this holiday season and do things differently. And sometimes we have to get smacked over the head to do that. When I say we, I mean me. So I'm going to just tell you something that happened this week. I'm trying to put it in a nutshell because I need to get home. But because I just picked up a bunch of stuff, which I'll tell you about later, what my little project is. So we ran into, over the weekend, well, around Thanksgiving, we ran into this like fairly serious issue with our propane company that we've had ever since we had our house. This is at our lake house that we've had that house. Same propane company, they deliver, and you know, they know when our tank is running low, and then they deliver it like clockwork and send an invoice, just, you know, seamless. Well, they were supposed to deliver in November 10th, no delivery happened. I didn't really pay too much attention to it, or wasn't that very bothered by it because we weren't up there that much and we weren't using a lot of propane. But our house does run on propane, the hot water, the heater, and the temps are dropping. And we did have a winter storm this week. So, you know, we need to make sure. Well, anyway, the 25th, I get this invoice like, oh, okay, they delivered. But it was for zero balance. I'm like, what's that? Well, I was trying to decipher what happened. And so I called them up like the day before Thanksgiving, and they said, oh yeah, well, he went out there to deliver, but couldn't make the stop or something. There's no real explanation. But you're on the list for Friday. Great. Day after Thanksgiving. Great. No problem. Friday comes and goes. No delivery. And I know this because I always get an email from them when they make a delivery. And then on the account, you know, online, I can see the delivery's been made. So, and we haven't had a delivery since July. So I had John check the tank, and he's like, we are like low and like 20%, and like temps are dropping. So we're going to having a more demand. So it didn't happen on Friday. So by Saturday, I'm calling like, I need to talk to somebody. I'm aware that every time I'm calling now, I'm getting a call center. It didn't used to be like that, where you can't, used to be pick up the phone, call their local company, talk to somebody in the local office, find out what's going on. So this time I'm getting this call center. They don't seem to know much. So I just, by Saturday, I'm pressing it because I said, listen, this is 3 times. You missed the November 10th, November 25th, you know, whatever date that was, didn't happen. We don't know why. And now I was, you know, promised that Friday, the 25th, whatever, and it didn't happen. And nobody's communicating with me why we're not getting delivery. Something's going on with your company. And all I know is that we need propane now. And if it's not going to be you, it's going to be somebody else because there's another company in the area, and we just need to get it, you know, filled, get our tank filled. What's going on? This guy's like, he's trying to appease me like, oh, you know, God knows what country he's in that he's talking to me. He doesn't really understand and he's trying to give me this $50 device. Well, it'll tell when your tank's running low. I said, I don't need it to tell me when the tank's running low. I'm telling you what the tank is at. We can read our own tank. I don't need this device. I need gas in the tank. I need propane in the tank. That's what I need, not this device. Then finally he puts me with a supervisor who's local. So now I'm like, I've pushed him to his limit and he's redirected me. So this guy is like, oh yeah, okay. I don't know what happened. So now he's explaining to me what happened. And maybe this is Monday by the time he calls me. I don't remember. No, it was that day. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It was just a cluster F, okay? And he's explaining to me what happened with the first guy was he's brand new. He's on the evening shift. It was dark. He couldn't find our tank. It's buried. It's not like a big white tank sitting on the surface. It's buried, so he couldn't find it. But that wasn't in the notes. Why didn't you make a phone call? We could have told you where it is. You know, you just bolted and didn't give us our propane with no explanation. And sent this 0 invoice. So anyway, and then like, well, what happened on Friday? Well, that guy, his iPad is messed up. And I couldn't, by the time I could reach him, he was 2 hours away from where you were. So I couldn't get him there in any time. I'm like, well, why didn't anybody communicate that with me? And here we are. He goes, listen, it's just been a mess. All these things have been a mess. It's our fault. I have somebody 40 minutes away right now and he's going to deliver today. And I'm like, okay. So I'm expecting that's going to happen. All day long, I'm expecting that's going to happen. By the end of the day, we don't have any email. I go on the website, no indication there's been a delivery. Yeah, so John's driving up there the next day, and he's like, if we don't have it in there, we're just switching companies. Like, this is beyond, something is wrong with this company, and we can't mess around with them. So if we don't have it when I get up there tomorrow night, we're gonna, switch companies. So it's extremely frustrating when somebody's not doing their job and I'm trying to push them to do their job and I can't do their job for them. And, and you don't have enough information, they're not being good communicators. It's very frustrating, especially something like that, because our pipes could freeze and whatnot. And a winter storm was coming and they may not be able to access our roads. There's just a lot of factors. So anyway, I went to bed one of those nights, I guess it was Saturday night. And I did my red light treatment. And the night before I had all these dreams and I had this shaking for some reason. I had this really crazy dream about being in an airport and getting off the plane and being in the terminal with my luggage, a roller bag, a carry-on bag, and my purse. And I made 3 steps away to look at somebody I was traveling with, something. It was a woman. And John wasn't there with me. And I looked around the corner and I turned back around and everything had been stolen. My whole shebang, my suitcase, my purse, my everything. Meaning I didn't have my phone. I didn't have any money. I didn't have my computer, nothing. It was all just gone. Like in an instant, everything was gone. So I woke up with that feeling. And then of course I found somebody to help me and they gave me some ancient flip phone that wouldn't work. Then I found somebody else. My friend from Arizona popped out of nowhere and let me use his laptop. And then it wouldn't stay online. It was just frustration. And I realized I'm kind of messed up right now because I'm dreaming about this frustration. I'm like, why am I having this dream? It's like, because of the propane. That's this frustration, hit my head against a brick wall for all these days, and feeling just like there's nothing I can do. So I get on the red light thing. You've got this red light mat now. And I get on there and I said, okay, Kathy, there's a lot you can't control right now with this situation, but what you can control is your attitude. So you need to open your mind. Maybe this is happening to redirect you in some way, to offer some opportunity you wouldn't have thought about any other way. Maybe these roadblocks are presenting themselves for you to stop and reconsider something. I just started with that, that question, is there something I'm missing here? Is there something I need to know or do or whatever that this is forcing me that I wouldn't get it any other way? So I'm just laying there on the mat thinking that, well, I crawl into bed and I get it. My plan was to go up, same with John, meet John up at the other house on Sunday, and I realized I'm not taking Beasley up there when this gas situation is so precarious. This might be a real situation that we have to deal with, and this is not going to be an easy one to be living with. So my right hand for some reason is wonky. So I think I'm just going to stay down here for the week. So instead of bumping up there with him. And as soon as I decided that, I suddenly relaxed. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's what's happening here. I'm not supposed to be going up there. And then I realized, why am I bouncing up there with Mr. Beasley anyway? He's not that great in the car. He's just sort of recovered and gotten acclimated down to this house. And now we're going to put him back in the car and drive another 3 hours up there. And, it's stressful for him. He's better about it, but it is stressful. And he has a couple days of adjusting when we get there. And like, why am I thinking I'm needing to do that, And so then I started rethinking the whole thing. And then I realized I just need to stay down here for the whole month of December and we're doing Christmas down here anyway. Why am I thinking I need to go back there? Yeah, I love being up there. It's a winter wonderland. I love, but the thought of being up there without any propane was not appealing. So that made me reconsider all those plans. And when I reconsidered all those plans, it was like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking of even doing that in the first place? When I need to all my friends are down here, my brother's down here, it's the holidays. I don't need to be bouncing like a ping pong ball back and forth between these two residences. Just stay here, just dig in and stay here, which leads me to the back of my car, because John doesn't know yet, but I bought 2 more little pencil Christmas trees because I'm tricking out our house down here for Christmas. And so what? I'm not decorating that house up there. We're not going to be there till New Year's, so we don't need to have it all decorated. That's fine. I was thinking, I need to get up there and decorate. Why? All these things like started being reconsidered and questioned, and do I really need to do that? And when I realized that, all of this propane stuff happened to slow me down to reconnoiter the whole Christmas plans. And there was nothing that, it was actually totally made easier. And John was like, yeah, why didn't we think about that in the first place? And then guess what? Lo and behold, he gets up there on Sunday. I'm like holding my breath, like there better freaking be gas in there, because there's still no indicator from them that they dropped it off. They filled it. And he gets there and he's like, okay, I checked the tank. And I'm like, and he goes, we have a full tank. So it all worked out. But see, I had to go through my paces first. It's like the full tank was the reward, because I needed to get something, and I needed to get it that like, I'm putting too much on myself. I'm complicating things. I'm stressing out myself needlessly. I'm stressing out my poor little dog needlessly. And just, there's something about just staying put instead of being in so much motion. And that's the theme of my life, is to be in less motion and more settled. So anyway, if this hits anybody, you got my permission to change your mind about how you're doing your whole Christmas thing. And we've tweaked some other things too, but like the whole theme is dialing things back, making things simpler, editing things, making it easier, making it more relaxed, making it simpler. That's really the theme of the holidays this year, and it's translating into Christmas. And suddenly I'm like, oh, I could just stretch out. I can not feel like, okay, I got to pack again to get back on the road. I got to get Beasley all, ready to go. And none of that has to happen because I get to luxuriate in space and time. That's really the luxury, isn't it? Space and time. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. I'm still thinking I might do a live this week and check in with you guys and see how you're doing, because I might want to show off some of my decorations. I'm putting up 2 more little trees, skinny little trees. I'm putting one in the bedroom. I'm not telling John. So when he gets there, because we're going to have all of our Christmas there over the entire season. So I want it to be a little festive wonderland there at the house. And we're going to have Lillian. So yeah. Anyway, it's been fun decorating and getting all my twinkle lights up and everything like that. And I know how to create a vibe. And the vibe is being vibed, let me tell you. All right, I got to go. I got to get home. But let me know what you think if you try the eggnog latte. Yeah, I'm going to research it when I get home, like how they're exactly making it, because it's not seeming like they're making it with eggnog. It's seeming like they're making with eggnog flavoring. And that's not the same. So that's okay. I can make it myself. All right, catch you guys later. I got to go. Hope you're doing well out there. And happy holidays.